certain nights we need your help. Help us save our democracy.
Demonstrators called for help outside the U.S. Embassy as tens of thousands from around the country gathered outside Israel's Knesset.
We came to demonstrate against the very aggressive legislation which gonna turn Israel from a liberal democracy into a fascist dictatorship.
Inside the Knesset, lawmakers introduced legislation to change the judicial system, which includes limiting Supreme Court power to overrule legislation and giving lawmakers more power over appointing judges.
I feel, we all feel that we're in a moment before a collision, even a violent collision, a barrel of explosives before a blast.
The divisive issue prompted Israeli President Isaac Herzog to address the nation.
The judiciary must be a home for the diversity of opinions in Israeli society. The fact that there is not enough diversity, for example, there are no judges of Eastern origin in the Supreme Court, bothers me a lot.
Herzog says the call for reforms is a product of imbalance between authorities and crossing boundaries that culminated in the 2005 Israeli pullout from the Gaza Strip and northern Samaria, known as the disengagement.
This pain of brothers and sisters is real. To reject it and ignore it is a big mistake.
Many opponents believe Prime Minister Netanyahu could use the changes to stop the trial against him. Others fear it might lead to religious law being imposed here.
The reason that there's mistrust here is because the Minister of Justice himself said that this reform was a 4-story building reform. And what we're seeing now is only the first floor. For the people of Israel, the population here, there's lack of transparency as to what the government is planning.
Advocate Yehuda Schaefer argues the Israeli political system has no checks and balances except elections and the Supreme Court.
We don't have a constitution. We don't have 2 houses of parliament. All the basic rights in Israel, like freedom of expression, freedom of the press, and many others, are written nowhere and have been created by the court in common law.
Simcha Rotman, who heads the Knesset's Constitution, Law, and Justice Committee, however, claims the Supreme Court has overstepped its boundaries.
And the court is biased. The court is canceling legislation by the Knesset for political reasons and does not defend human rights. For all those reasons, we need to reform the courts.
Rotman sees the changes as positive for all of Israel, from the economy to the fight against terrorism.
People will elect their representative, and their representative will push forward the policies that they are elected to do. A lot of changes, but the main issue is Israel will be a democratic, self-governed country.
Herzog says he met with many on both sides of the issue.
I state with certainty, it is possible to reach a broad consensus, which will put the citizens of Israel above all debate. Yes, it is possible.
While he's calling on the government to stop the legislation, Netanyahu's coalition has moved ahead while saying they are still open to dialogue with the left. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.